everybody, this is Snaris again, and it's my Ninja Gaiden 4 Master Ninja difficulty walkthrough with Yakumo. This is chapter 15, Fanged Gate, and this for the most part is a backwards retreading through various assets used in several of the sewer missions, missions 8, 9 and 10, and in typical Platinum Games fashion. They're reusing assets, reusing levels. And it really is shocking, isn't it, the differences, well I guess the similarities actually, between this Ninja Gaiden 4 and Devil May Cry 4. Because we're supposed to be playing as Ryu in this, but this is entirely with Yakumo. And I'm quite surprised, because this mission is not as long as any of the other sewer missions. Like, it's more closer to the length of when you fight Cetus and his whole run through before you get it. So yeah, so there's some chests around here. If you're using Yakumo, you can't open them because they're supposed to contain some of Ryu's combat abilities that you unlock by finding them. So even though I was very critical of the sewer missions, and I'm going to be critical of the next couple of these missions because they're just basically the same but a little bit shorter, retreading a lot of old ground. If not for some of the essential fights you have to do, this wouldn't be that long of a mission either. So now you're dealing with dogs, you're going to be dealing with those fiends that pop in and out of the ground, and this big gangly fuck here. And see, look at that. You see it go into a special move right as I hit him with the sweep attack. How did that not break him? By the way, what I just did there, don't try to Izuna drop the dogs because you cannot grab them. All it'll do is it'll make you do a handstand and you look like a twat. And then you're vulnerable to getting attacked. Some demon just comes out off screen and just punches you in the dick as you're upside down. But yeah, this can be a little bit of an intense fight. Don't be afraid to stand in the water to give yourself more space. Nothing's going to go wrong. Get those kills in, get your ultimate charged up, deal with the bigger demons. Or I guess it's technically a fiend, isn't it? And then use a sweep attack to deal with these guys, take out their legs, stop them from teleporting everywhere. More of the same stuff, really. And this is sort of my gripe, because when it comes down to it, Ninja Gaiden 4 isn't that long of a game, but especially when you're knowledgeable with it, but especially these levels are just so damn repetitive that I don't think it would have killed the game to be a bit shorter. Like, I kind of had the same problem when I played Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, because, I mean, it was a great game and it had a lot of cool and unique environments, better than this game did, but I feel like the game was dragging on too long, and I heard from people that it was bad for that because there were so many other environments and levels they cut out. I'm like, well, maybe it was for the best then, because that game already felt a little bit too long. But yeah, just more of the same here. Nothing too crazy to go on about. Again, if you're running out of Ninja Coin for items and everything like that, you can always just replay the first mission on hero difficulty. Make sure you go around, find some of the earlier, easier chests to deal with. Get Incense of Rebirth stocked up, get the refund for it, and build up your Ninja Coin. But on the same breath, here I'll tell you, you don't need to use items as much as I do. I only do it so I can get through this fast, and because I've played the game heaps at this point, and I just wanted it over and done with. And funnily enough, it would take playing as Ryu in the combat trials and in my Master Ninja S rank walkthrough of the game just to get, refreshed without feeling like the game is boring. And it's like I said before, I don't know how long the 2 Masters DLC is going to take to come out, but the longer it does, I think the higher quality it'll be and the longer it'll be. Because it's supposed to introduce new challenges, so new combat trials. I know it'll be something ridiculous, but I wonder if they give Ryu's claws and Yakumo a scythe, I wonder if it'll actually allow you to use them in the main story. Because while I wouldn't do any video on that in particular, because I've already done this game to death even before this commentary, I just don't think it's necessary to show the whole thing. It might break the game, it might do amazing things, but I'm still excited. I still am excited. Actually, now that I think about it, when it comes to future projects, I don't know if I mentioned this already or if I got put off and got cut off by saying it, but Dying Light the Beast was a game that I wanted to play with Nightmare difficulty, doing it from a New Game Plus, from what I've already done, as well as a new game, just to see that it could be done. And while it definitely is balanced depending on your level, and I think it would probably be easier to play on New Game Plus because you could just save up your items, stock up on heaps of medkits and food and all that, and you'll never have to worry about it again. But I also noticed that your hunger kicks in way more often on New Game Plus, and that everything goes away much faster on New Game Plus. But it doesn't matter because I had so much stuff, because I spent tens of hours grinding just to get the blueprints maxed out and get the platinum trophy. But I'm not going to bother with it, mostly because, I mean, in the beginning of the game, one of the first bosses you fight is the Reaper, which is like the brutes from all the other games, but now it's gotten a few new moves. And when you combine a game that's trying to make more melee focused combat with dodging, evading, and you're doing it in first person with a game that's made for parkour where you can bounce off of objects and walls and stuff, and you throw in all these other zombies in there instead of having it a one-on-one fight, and these zombies just spawn in out of nowhere even though you've locked down this courtyard that's supposed to be your new safe house. Zombies are still pouring in. Where the fuck are they coming from? So yeah, I love Dying Light the Beast, and it's fantastic, and if it had proper DLC I'd definitely consider going back to it and doing a coverage of it. But no, otherwise I don't think I'll be going back to it. It's a fun game while it lasted. It's not better than the first. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. I just don't understand why so many devs these days think that making interesting high difficulties involves making some arbitrary bullshit that just makes it unfun. I know they did the same with Dying Light 2, which I don't have too much experience with because I think Dying Light 2 is trash and I gave up on it pretty early. But yeah, I heard some pretty shocking things about what they did with like nightmare difficulty on that game, and how they chose to balance all that, where zombies are so much faster, they always run you down, you can never get away from them no matter what you do. Yeah, they're just trying too hard. And what they're doing only appeals to a very, very small amount of the Dying Light fan base. I mean, sure, everyone else will watch them, but yeah. So what I'm doing right now is a bad mistake. I kind of want to build up my Berserk state, that's sort of what I was thinking, just so I could do a one big sweep and take them all out, but I really should have been targeting the shark portals right there. And for some reason I choose to do that, it doesn't even kill it. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot in this. But look at that. Yes. That's what I'm after. See, I charged it up and that should have killed it like it would for any other enemy, but it didn't work. These shark portals are confusing, man. They're such cream puffs, but when you have the Berserk state on, they just tank everything. It's so strange. So we'll just have another little bit of fighting left to go, and then we'll have to fight Cetus again, in which you've already got plenty of experience with him, so it's no problem. Because more of those spitting fucks. Again, I think it's horrible how you can't tell them apart from the regular ones that are zombies, other than they're standing far away from you. Like, seriously, you can't even just make them green, just to shake up the colours a little bit. I think a lot of the enemy designs in terms of how they look are just so terrible in this game. I get grabbed by a dog, and again, just like that, other than all of them can hit you. Yeah, I don't even know if I'd ever go back to play this game ever again just because of missions like this. Because don't get me wrong, this is still my game of the year for 2025, and I love this game and I think it's fantastic. However, there's just so much about it that just makes it infuriating. Look at that, he was just dodging like crazy. Like, just fuck off. There's just so much about the game that infuriates me, because even though it is the easiest Ninja Gaiden game like there's ever been when it comes to the little 3D stuff, I won't deny a lot of these enemies tank way more hits than they should. And I do wish that we had more of the old Ninja Gaiden philosophies. Like, enemies can be as capable as they can be. I have no problem with that. In fact, I wish the enemies in this were a little bit smarter and harder to deal with, but only in the sense that they're really clever in combat. When it comes to their HP, I just wish there wasn't so much. So I know I'm going to lose my Berserk state soon, so I quickly use it, because I want to get rid of this guy and just to save myself the trouble. So I have to retreat to the Darkness Terminal just right over there. You can either go off to the left and get an optional fight, or you can just jump straight down, and there is nothing there except for a chest. So I just jump straight down. And now we come to Cetus again, and I don't 100% remember how this went down, but I think it went a lot better than last time. There he goes. When he dives down, a lot of the times he will do a special attack that comes out. Either he just sits at the edge, and chomps forward, or he dives down. If you see his fin, then he's probably going to create like a little whirlpool and then pop up and do a big attack. So you want to be away from that, but that's pretty easy to dodge. So, interesting. It seems like, from what I was trying to do, I was trying to beat Cetus without using too many items, knowing that he can take quite a bit of punishment, and so I want to save my items. I don't know why I'd bother doing that, just kill him for God's sakes, but yeah, it just really goes to show you, doesn't it, that when you turn on the War Brew, for God's sakes, I should have dodged there, what the hell? The hitboxes in the game is so weird. And that's where I give up and start putting on all the different items just to speed things up. And the damage difference is staggering. Like, if that doesn't encourage you to use items, even though the game probably doesn't want you to for a higher score, I say just go ahead and do it, who fucking cares? Devil May Cry has always been more of the, you know, do well and do stylishly for a higher score type of thing. Whereas in this, I think you're judged more for efficiency and skill. And while the skill is a big factor in it, efficiency is also more important, I would argue. And in this game, scoring is very forgiving. You can definitely get high scores. You just need to have good amounts of cut. Gee, look at that! Look at that! Teleports right behind you, throws off your aim, throws off your attacks, and just cucks you. Absolute bullshit. I do kind of wish that the scoring was a little bit harsher, but didn't rely on it, because when you think about it, you only need like 40 to 45,000 to get an S rank. Sure, your technique can definitely carry you a lot of the way, but that's why Mission 12 is so easy to get a higher rank, even though I use tons of items. Because I got like an A rank even after using like 50 to 60 items. I use that much. Because it's just that many enemies to kill that the calm score goes up. And with missions like this, you get 20,000 for finishing it faster, which the time bonus is not hard to get for any of these missions. And as long as you kill most enemies in the area, including side objective ones, then you can get another 10,000, so you're already most of the way there. And you don't even have to do that well. Anyway, that's enough of that mission. It's over and done with. Now we go to one that's going to be a little bit longer, and I'll see you there.